Ever get that feeling, that the whole way businesses work is just changing underneath us?
Oh, absolutely. There's a real sense of shift.
Well, we've got this really interesting blog post today that dives right into that. It's called Mind-Blowing Technology Business by Kenton Patterson over on the Future Tech Wise blog.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to get your head around a huge change without getting lost in the weeds, this is definitely for you. We're going to zero in on how technology's role isn't just changing, it's fundamentally different now.
That's right. And Patterson's piece isn't just focused on, flashy tech startups doing cool stuff.
No.
The argument is much broader. It's that technology has become the actual core of business itself for everyone.
Right. So our mission here is basically to pull out the key parts of this transformation, what it means based on what Patterson's saying.
Exactly. The big opportunities, the core concepts.
Okay, so let's start with that main idea. Patterson kicks off saying tech isn't just a helper anymore, it is the business. He puts it really strongly. From the smallest startup to the largest corporation, businesses are turning to smart technologies, not just to survive, but to thrive. It feels like that happened fast.
It really has. It's not some future prediction anymore. It's happening right now. Think about it. Even your local shop probably relies on online orders, maybe some data analytics.
Sure, social media marketing.
Right. Digital tools are everywhere. Businesses not adapting are, well, they're definitely feeling it.
And the tech driving this, it's stuff that used to sound like science fiction, but now it's becoming more accessible, isn't it?
Totally. He lists things like artificial intelligence and makes the point it's operational AI, not just lab experiments. Plus, machine learning, predictive analytics, digital twins, real-time personalization. These aren't just buzzwords for engineers anymore.
So digital twins, that's like a virtual copy of something real.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine, say, a virtual model of a city's power grid. You could test changes, predict problems, all without touching the real thing. That kind of power is becoming, well, more common.
And Patterson stresses something important. This isn't about tech replacing people. He talks about the human element, seeing it as augmenting human potential.
Right. It's about better tools, basically, giving people the ability to do more or to do things differently.
So this human element ties into things like smarter operations, using tech to streamline the boring stuff.
Precisely. And that connects to the other aspects he mentions.
Yeah.
Creating those really smooth customer experiences we all want now.
Yeah. Seamless is the word.
Enabling hyper-personalized marketing so businesses aren't just shouting into the void. Letting companies reach global audiences more easily.
Yeah.
And yeah, automating repetitive tasks so people can focus on higher value work.
Okay, one part I found fascinating was his focus on New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
He suggests NZ could actually lead here because it's agile, innovative, maybe more values-focused.
Interesting angle.
He gives examples, green tech startups in Wellington, AI-powered supply chains in Auckland, and says distance is no barrier when your ideas are bold enough. It shows it's not just about Silicon Valley, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It emphasizes that it's not just about technical power, but also about the approach. The culture of innovation, maybe even ethical considerations playing a role. Patterson implies that can be a real advantage.
And connected to that, how we measure success is apparently shifting, too. He says, success won't be measured just in profits, it'll be measured in impact. That feels like a pretty big deal for how businesses see themselves.
It definitely is. It forces a conversation about what achievement really means in this new landscape. Is it just the bottom line, or is it also about, positive contributions?
Community upliftment, inclusive tools, things like that.
Right. Impact beyond just the financial return.
He finishes with this really quite inspiring call to action almost. We are in for a mind-blowing technology business, and you're invited.
Yeah, I like that. It's not passive. It suggests we all have a role to play.
It feels like an invitation to actually participate, invest in ideas, collaborate.
That's the essence of it, I think. This
Oh.
isn't something just happening to us. It requires active engagement.
So, wrapping up this deep dive into Patterson's thoughts, the big takeaway is this fundamental pivot. Technology isn't an add-on anymore, it's the bedrock.
Right. Driven by these increasingly accessible smart technologies.
And with a growing focus that shifts from purely profit to include broader impact.
Definitely. So building on all that, here's something maybe to think about.
Okay.
Considering this huge shift Patterson describes.
Yeah.
So maybe one area in, your own world, your job, your community, whatever, where applying some smarter tech could create a truly mind-blowing difference.
That's a good question to ponder. How can we each be part of shaping whatever comes next?
Exactly. Something to think about as we all navigate this.